Hello, and welcome to Think Africa's iVote series. My name is Sofia Achame, and today I'll be moderating a panel discussion. It is actually our third iVote series. iVote series was created to increase the awareness about the municipal election among immigrants. Now you might be asking, why are we talking about municipal election? This is because in the last municipal election, 1 out of 4 immigrants actually voted. This means that we are not actually present in the areas where the decision making is being made in the municipality. And it means that our votes are not being counted. And we can change this by actually voting. And Think Africa, in collaboration with Moniheli and Theo Media, is bringing you an iVote series to increase the voter turnout this year. We're giving the platform for candidates who are of African descent or members of Think Africa to come and tell us about their political agenda. So with that in mind, I welcome our panelists. Today we have 4 panelists. Welcome. Welcome everyone. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. First, I will introduce you. Our first panelist is Adwoa Brewu from ESPO, representing the Christian Democratic Party. Welcome, Adwoa. Thanks. Our second panelist is, sorry, we can't hear you. No, sorry, we cannot. I will continue introducing the other panelists. Our second panelist is Ahmed Hassan from Helsinki, representing the Swedish People's Party. Welcome, Ahmed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Our third panelist is all the way from Oulu, Linda Omodara, representing the Green Party. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And our last but not least, our fourth panelist is Tracy Mantan from Uvascula, representing the Social Democratic Party. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to give you the chance to introduce yourself first. Tell us who you are in your own words before we go into your political aspirations and your candidacy. The floor is yours. I will start with Adwoa if your mic is working. Let's see. Adwoa, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please introduce yourself.
Great.
Tell us who you are.
Right. So my name is Adwoa Brewu, as I've already been introduced. I work currently as a business coordinator with the city of Espoo.
Okay.
I moved to Finland about 13 years ago, and after to complete my master's thesis, after which I've been working with the city in various positions and capacities in various sectors. And I'm currently working closely with immigrant employment, and I also am a member of the Christian Democratic Party in Espoo, a member of the council, and I also sit on the Early Childhood Education Committee and a deputy member of the Equality Board.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you very much. I think that we had earlier issues, but thank you for having me, and greetings to all the other panelists. If you can hear me, I hope that my voice is clear now.
It is clear,
It is.
and thank you so much for your patience. These are Corona times, so we have to do with what we have. So, Ahmed, please tell us who you are, a bit about yourself.
Hello, thank you. My name is Ahmed. I'm based in Helsinki. I lived in Helsinki since 1994.
Okay.
My education is MBA. Last 12 years I worked in entrepreneurial and employment promoting experience projects. 2017, actually, I founded my first company which was focusing recruiting immigrants in Finland, and actually it was the first one that had that kind of focus in Finland. And I joined the party RKP 2009, and actually I became the first Black or African that became the head of RKP Youth in Helsinki, 2011.
Congratulations.
And this is not my first candidacy, actually. I was a candidate for the parliament elections 2011 and 2015. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, maybe you'll be able to be elected into the municipality this year.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, and now we have our third panelist, Linda Omodara. Please tell us a bit about yourself, Linda.
Okay, so my name is Linda Omodara. I have been living in Finland in Oulu since 2011.
Okay.
I'm currently a researcher on sustainability and environmental researcher at the University of Oulu. And this is my first time coming out as a candidate. And my political party is Green Party. So I'm also a wife and a mother to 3 young boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tracy, it's your turn.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Tracy Mantan. I'm 25 years old, and I've lived in Finland for 9 years. So I moved since 2011. Yeah. So and I've lived in Jyväskylä 1 year, but before that I lived in Kotka, Helsinki, and I moved here because of study. Right now, I'm studying at the University of Jyväskylä, Economics and Communication. So, and this is my first time to run for election, and I joined SDP in 2017.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah.
Adwoa, is it your first time also running? You didn't mention. Adwoa, can you
Actually
hear me?
not. This is my second. I run for elections in 2017. So this is my second time of running on the same ticket.
Good to know. We have a bit of a mix. We have some people, it's their first time, and others are, Ahmed has run for the parliamentary election before. But yeah, good to have all of you. So now let's go to the first question. Perhaps I could start with Linda now. Could you share with us your motivation to run for the municipal election, also why you chose your party, and also the top 3 areas that form part of your agenda, please? Linda, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to start with my political party and why I chose it. My political party is the Greens Party, and I chose it because they are focused on equality for both immigrants and locals. They focus on equal opportunities for everyone, and they focus on environmental protection and sustainability. This, as I said earlier, this is my research focus. This is where I studied, and these are also my interests and core values. So, why I'm running for municipal election is this. I've noticed that there is lack of interest in local politics among immigrants, and the main one of the reasons I've discovered that this happens is because they don't have enough information about it, and this is caused by mainly language barrier because not everyone knows how to speak Finnish. Not everyone knows how to speak fluent Finnish, and most times the media, the information we have are channeled towards um, people that can speak fluent Finnish. So this is one of the reasons why I'm coming out because we have a lot of immigrants right now living and working in Olo, and so they deserve to have equal access to service and opportunities as the locals. So I have 3 campaign themes. So the first one is working together for local integration of immigrants. Okay. And then the second one is making families with children a priority. And the third one is striving to achieve sustainable development goals. And for the third one, I'm focusing on three main goals. And the first one is equality. The second one is lack of discrimination, and the third one is environmental protection. These are very important to me, and these are my campaign
Okay.
themes. Thank you.
But
Yeah.
thank you so much. If I may ask you, the Sustainable
Yeah.
Development Goals, there are about 16 goals, aren't there? So why did you
Yes.
choose
Yeah.
these three in particular?
Okay, I chose the three in particular because they are what affects us as immigrants, and also us that have families with children, and those that are also intending to have families, and also environmental protection is also very important because we need to preserve our environment for our sustenance of life on earth for our generation and the coming generation. So this is the reason. Or these
Okay,
are the
thank you
reasons
so
why.
much.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Now I will go to Ahmed. Can you please share with us your motivation to run for municipal election? Perhaps for you it could be your motivation to be in politics. Why are you in politics? And the top three areas that form part of your agenda. Perhaps you could even explain a bit more if your agenda now in the municipal election is different than your agenda when you ran for the parliamentary seat, because you have a bit of experience in politics. Please tell us.
Actually, yeah, actually, I came here when I was actually 6, 7. I don't exactly
Okay.
remember, but I was a young boy, and it
Yes.
was beginning of the 90s, and that time the economical situation in Finland was very bad. Finding a job, finding, and
Yes.
even the whole integration thing was a new to our society.
Yes.
I grew up in East Helsinki, and plus I went to Finnish Swedish speaking schools in East Helsinki.
Okay.
So you can sense of the challenge that I met that time.
Yes.
One thing I never forget in my life was when I was finishing the high school or higher school. It's called in Lukio in Finland.
Yes.
After that, finding a job was one of the difficult things in my life. When other my friends, my Swedish-speaking friends, found jobs through their networks,
Yes. But you
and
spoke Swedish fluently, didn't you?
I speak. Well, yeah. I
What about
speak.
Finnish?
Yeah, I also speak Finnish as well.
And
But
still you found it difficult to find a
that
job?
time, I mean, 2000,
Yes, that
it was
time. Yes.
2001. That time,
Yes.
and the only job that we could find was a cleaning job. And even
Yes.
I remember that time when I was calling all the companies just to deliver paper, to go to
Yes.
restaurant, all kind of jobs that was available for a young guy or a young
Yes.
girl. It was impossible to get it. Uh, I didn't understand that time. I was a young, but
Yes.
but I want to find a solution for the next generation or people that coming after me in here in
Yes.
Finland to find the jobs that they want to do. It doesn't have to be a restaurant job. It doesn't have to be a cleaning job, but the job that they are dreaming to do and when they are waking up
Yes.
to do. So the whole focus was I want to focus on finding solutions or maybe finding the challenges that we meet today's society.
Yes.
Such as inclusion through jobs, such as fighting discrimination. Just taking opportunities that Helsinki or Finland are giving us. There's so many things that motivates me. But first was to find their own way, own path, and just succeeding. And plus the Africans, and I have to even mention here as well. Being an African, it wasn't even easier here in Finland, and even you all
It's
read
not also now.
statistics. Yeah, it's also now as well, but
Yes.
in statistics, it's not something nice to read about it when it comes finding jobs or looking after jobs or
Yes.
taking the metro. So there's the sense of something that really sits me in me, and societal change is something that I always want to promote. But when I'm coming back to when I want to come back to municipal elections, of course, it's completely different from the parliament election,
Yes.
where the theme is various. Actually,
Yes.
this things that I'm engaged for contributing is employment, entrepreneurial issues, and promoting kids and youth well-being.
Okay.
When I'm talking about entrepreneurial, I was myself.
Sorry, Ahmed, to interrupt you. It's good that you told us your three main areas. I will go into detail a bit later on about your political agendas and about specific questions that are somehow pertain to you. But now I will go to perhaps Adwoa. Please tell us your three political main agendas and also your what motivates you to run.
Right. So, as I noted earlier, I've been working with SPOCT for a while in different positions. And I remember that whilst I was working with the youth department as a multicultural affairs coordinator,
Okay.
that time I came across a PISA report that said that children of immigrant background lacked 2 academic years behind their native counterparts.
Yes.
Obviously, that really that got me thinking, and that was what spurred me on actually to find a way to influence this, because I, as a mother, as I think about the next generation of which
Yes.
my own children are part,
they will grow up
I
here.
think about all the possibilities and opportunities available to them. And so
Yes.
when I read that report, immediately I sat up and I started thinking. But then just around that time also, someone contacted me from the Christian Democrats, and that couldn't have been a perfect timing. The timing was just right, and I thought this is an opportunity to influence the things that are most important to myself and to a lot of people around me as well. And coupled
sorry,
with
what are your three main areas?
and so the three main things that I'm hoping to promote this coming administrative year is to promote the effective integration of immigrants through education and work, which has been one of the major stumbling blocks when it comes to integration. Also to promote the well-being of families and children and young people, especially those in the minority. To look at and then the third one is promoting and strengthening community initiatives that facilitate cultural interactions, because through that we also get to know each other, understand. We become a learning city, and so these would be the three things that looking out for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adwoa. Tracy, now we come to you. Please tell us what motivated you to run for the municipal election and what are the three main areas that you're running for, your agenda?
Okay. Now, first of all, thank Africa for giving us this wonderful opportunity to express ourselves in your platform. Yeah, and thank you for the great work you are doing. So I'm running for the municipal election because I want to influence, I want change, and I want to participate in the development of the city of Uvascular, because I think as a citizen we have a duty to participate in the development of our city in some way, by voting, by working, paying tax, by engaging politically and proposing ideas that can help to make some reforms. So we need each others to build this society. So education, work, and issues related to climate change are the things that are really close to my heart, because I think they are the necessary element for the society to develop. Education, because is one of the most important investment a country can make for its future. And work, because is at the heart of the society. And our society, I think our society is built through quality education and safe work. So, and we also have to fight for climate problem, because the global situation is worrying, and
Yes,
this affect all of us. So
yes.
change need to be made. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now I will go to the next question, but before I do, if you just joined us, this is Think Africa's third episode of Ivo series, brought to you in collaboration with Theo Media and Moniheli. We have 4 panelists from Helsinki, Espoo, Jyväskylä, Oulu, telling us about their political agenda, why they're running for the municipal election. I want to say that I'm actually very happy to see that so many of you really having such a big passion for running and for changing the environment you live in, the society you live in. It's very commendable, so I'm really, really happy to meet you and also discuss these things with you. So, Linda, I have a question for you. One of your campaigning points is making families with children a priority. Many immigrant families in Finland live in small apartments, and one of the reasons is that there aren't enough big apartments for families with many children. So then how would you make sure that the size of families is better taken into account when designing new houses in the future? And also, how could this problem be solved now, since living in small apartments has had a lot of negative effects in children's lives, especially now in the COVID-19 pandemic?
Okay. This is a very, very, very important question because families with children serves as the basic social construct for
Yes.
every society. They are like building blocks for every society. And if we preserve everything for families living with children, it's going to also affect the next generation. So, because of this is a very important issue, and this is very, 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 very important for it to be discussed. So, if I'm elected, what I'm going to do is to make the city council see the benefits of how creating bigger apartment for families with many children, especially immigrant families, will serve to benefit the society. And also, I will also bring out the disadvantage of like what they are facing currently. I'll make it known, and I'll put forward a motion to see to it rather than building lots of um, high-rise buildings with just very little room. They have to accommodate. They have to accommodate families with multiple children because as we all know, if we have been following the news, you see that the population in Finland is decreasing because many people are not having
Having
children
children.
nowadays.
That's true.
Yes, they
That's
are not
correct.
having children nowadays. So,
Yes.
one way to solve this problem is to encourage those that want to have children and to further encourage those that want to have multiple children. And one way of doing this is by creating incentives on how to live better life for all of them. So I will definitely make sure that focus is being made for bigger apartments to be built for families with multiple children. That's it.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask you, it's okay if you don't know,
Okay.
but how many seats does the Green Party have actually in Oulu? How many seats are there in the municipality, and how many seats does the Green Party have?
Okay. Currently there is 67. The Green Party. I'm not entirely. I don't want to say a wrong number, but we have like many seats currently.
Okay.
So yeah. So in that, if we want to push forth emotion, it's going to our votes. It will carry weight. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Now my next question is to Ahmed. As you are addressing employment in your campaign, what can you do to improve the employability of people in your municipality, both for immigrants with basic skills and high skills, especially taking into consideration the socio-economic challenge posed by COVID-19 pandemic?
Good question. As we are aware of, or as we know now, last month the pilot project to increase among unemployed job seekers started in a different municipalities. In Helsinki, Espoo, Vantaa, Porvoo. I don't know about Jyväskylä or Oulu, but the whole aim was to trial a new tools that make effectively these unemployed people to get a job easier or get the skills that they are aware of. For Helsinki, actually is the largest group. Almost 50,000 people are in that data or in that are part of that group.
Do you
So
mean unemployed?
how are we going to find 50,000 people or 50,000 customers in Helsinki are unemployed? Are unemployed.
That's a big number.
So the question is, how are we going to find jobs for create jobs for these people or for these customers? And the other thing is the majority of them are those who are not speaking Swedish or Finnish in their own language. So obviously, so most of them, they are immigrants.
Yes.
Or second generation immigrants.
Yes.
I don't know what the term to use nowadays because there's so many terms.
Yeah.
But for me, most important thing is to find functional recruitment processes and mentoring networks and career development. And of course, there's two types. Espoo is good with this highly skilled immigrants. There's already set up a competence center, but Helsinki is struggling with both actually, because the large people here are unskilled. So to find these skills, sorry to say unskilled, but they're not the skill that the companies want. So these tools.
Sorry, excuse me. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You call them unskilled because it's not what companies in Finland are looking for? Is that what you mean?
That's what the companies describe them. If they're not, if the companies if the companies are not looking for the competence, you are not skilled for that job that you're looking for.
So then you're calling people with PhDs unskilled.
No, I'm not calling that. Sorry. I'm not calling that. I'm not calling. Maybe you misunderstood what I meant in here.
Okay, please
but
explain.
there's two types of people in here. Of course, you can have a PhD holder or you can have a master degree, but still you're missing the competency to getting into Finnish working life. So that doesn't mean that you are unskilled. But what I mean in here is some companies are referring to use unskilled words, that's what I mean.
Yes, I understand now.
So for me to find this kind of career development and sustainable solutions for getting everyone in work in Helsinki is the aim that I want to work. And actually, it's not only for a political issue or a campaign issue, but it's something that I do in my daily life as well.
So what do you think should change? I think they call them unskilled because especially there's been research that women usually are falling into this social science kind of fields, and those fields require speaking a lot. So then a lot of women are not employed in Finland because they don't speak the language, and then many of the fields they have studied are in that area. So how do you actually try to connect this? How do you satisfy both the unemployed people and the companies, in your opinion, Ahmed?
Actually, there's a different. The important thing comes, or the main job comes from the person itself. Like, what do I want to work in the future, or how I want to build a career that fits in me? Because the discussion goes, we take the discussion in general, usually, like we think as a group of immigrants. If one person is unskilled, doesn't mean that whole immigrants is unskilled.
Of course.
So we need to see more individuality way of finding solutions, and then finding and fitting the company's needs of the future. That's how I see it. But to generalize, like saying a lot of immigrant women are unemployed, unskilled.
It's not actually generalization. There is research. Research done that, for instance, it takes 15 years for immigrant women to get to the level of Finnish women or people who are native. this is research. It's not. I'm not saying that just out of my head.
But
and it's not
maybe
generalized, but about if you say that 50,000, there are 50,000 at least unemployed people in Helsinki. That is a big number, a big population. So you can't really
they are not.
try to
But
solve
they are
the
not
issue.
only immigrants. Those 50,000 people are not only immigrants. If I correct you, they are
Okay,
not only
please
immigrants.
do.
They are the whole. They are Finnish people. They are English speaking. Everyone is there. But
Yes.
for me, I'm not only working for the for the immigrant issues in here. We live in
course.
Helsinki, for
And you
example.
shouldn't.
For
It's for
example, in
everyone.
Helsinki.
Yes.
So what Helsinki needs is to find a solutions for this demographic change that we are
Absolutely.
having in here, and then
Yes.
filling the positions that we are having in here. For example, the company's needs.
Yes.
That's how I see. But one important thing is to find solutions and to create an CSR programs for those unemployed, long-term
What are
unemployed
CSR programs?
persons.
What is CSR programs?
Corporate social responsibility programs. That
Okay.
means that comes from the companies.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, but we'll have to take a break for a couple of minutes. I hope panelists, if you want, you can quickly go and get water. Our audience also. We'll be back with you shortly.
If you are entitled to vote, you will get a notification card by post or in digital form. The notification of the right to vote states your name, the election day, and your polling station on election day. The notification also includes a list of advance polling stations near your home. You can vote on election day or in advance. If you have not received the notification of the right to vote, you can contact the Digital and Population Data Services Agency. Get to know the candidates in advance before the elections. Information about candidates is available on television, in newspapers, and on the websites of political parties and constituency associations. You can also use voting advice apps to choose your candidate. When you look for information, pay attention to the source of the information and who is sharing the information. If you have unreasonable difficulties required by law to go to the polling station, you can also vote in advance in your own home. In this case, you need to notify the Central Municipal Election Board beforehand that you want to vote at home. The board's telephone number is given on the polling card. You can vote at the polling station despite the coronavirus pandemic. The election officials will monitor your safety and guide you at the polling station. If you are in isolation or in quarantine, do not come to the polling station. Ask the Central Municipal Election Board about your voting possibilities. It is safe to use forms and pens when following the instructions at the polling station. If you want, you can bring your own pen. Use a face mask or a face shield at the polling station. Keep a distance of at least 2 meters to other voters and officials at all times at the polling station. There will be hand sanitizer at the polling station. Use hand sanitizer when entering the polling station and when leaving the polling station. If needed, use hand sanitizer even during the voting process, for example, if you touch your face. You can vote in advance at any advance polling station in Finland. Advanced polling stations are located in municipal agencies, libraries, and shopping centers, for example. You can contribute to the even distribution of voters at polling stations by voting in advance. There is often a rush at the advanced polling stations on the last evening of the advanced voting period. When you go to the polling station, take some form of official ID with you, for example, your passport, ID card, or driving license. You can also take the polling card and your own face mask with you, but it is not required. You can bring your own pen if you want. Clean your hands. Show your ID to the election official. The official will give you a ballot. Take the ballot and go to the voting booth. Each candidate has a candidate number. Write the number of the candidate that you wish to vote for clearly on the ballot. Do not
Welcome back. For those who have just joined us, you're watching Think Africa's I Vote series. Today it's our third episode. I Vote series is coming to you in collaboration with Moniheli and Theo Media. If you'd like to see videos on how to vote, please, you can visit Think Africa's Facebook page and we will leave a link there with the video. So I was asking the panelists, Tracy is not back yet, it seems. I can ask Adwoa. Can you hear me, Adwoa? Okay. One of your campaigning points is to promote and strengthen community initiatives that facilitate cultural interactions between natives and immigrants, as you said. And one of the ways of interacting with others is by living in the same neighborhood. So, however, there are instances of segregation, especially in big cities. What can you do to prevent segregation in different neighborhoods in your municipality? Adwoa, this is a question to you.
Yes, right. Thank you very much. I think that indeed you have touched on one thing, and as you said, it's one of the things that segregation is one of the things that can affect community. I mean, when you think about housing, a lot of things affect housing. It comes down to housing politics within the municipality. It comes down to, for example, the prices of housing. It comes down to purchasing power of people to afford. So all these things are factors that affect it, and so it's very important. And just as you can see in my campaign team, one of the things to that can facilitate this actually is helping people to achieve similar purchasing power. I mean, having employment that invariably impacts on what they can do, but this is a whole big subject on its own that needs to go into the nitty-gritties, because we are talking about different kinds of things that are affecting. However, one of the important things to note is that if somebody is being discriminated against, or segregation is based on ethnic background, or basis of poverty or whatever, that absolutely is unacceptable and must be condemned. And so what the things that in the Christian Democrats election program, we're saying that these things must be addressed. And so we're going to make sure that in the council, we're going to facilitate policies that ensures affordable housing, for example, so that in a particular municipality, there are different kinds of housing, not just, for example, there are different kinds of housing, and there are affordable housing that can also allow people to to be part. But then what I said in my theme, actually, community. When I say community, I'm not just referring to people living in the same neighborhood. I mean, community can be built whether or not we live in the same neighborhood. It's more about finding different ways of bringing people together, creating cultural interactions that enables people to actually learn from one another. Because when we're talking about integration, it's a two-way affair. We are both learning. We are both learning from each other. And in Expo, just is it 2017 or so, Expo launched into Learning City. And so if we're learning city, we're learning from one another. And so using programs that brings the people together to create that kind of community that learns from one another is very important. I remember that about in 2017, I organized a program called Makutori. That's in Finnish, it's Makutori. That's a Maailman kulttuuritori, world cultures. Yeah, market. So it's a market, and this was organized in the library. I mean, the libraries, the resident parks, the community centers, all these municipal spaces are available for community involvement, for community interactions and all that. So organizing such a program that brought together different cultures, I mean, from Asia, from Africa, from America, different people, and also with the city involved, that was a very important thing. In a smaller scale within the community, in a library, you have different people coming from different areas who don't even live necessarily together in the same neighborhood. And these are some of the initiatives that I think
it would help, wouldn't it? I know
Indeed,
that you meant community in the general sense, and housing is one part of that. But I meant that if you make in council, in city planning, if you make the really expensive houses together with city houses and everything, and with some these detached houses, omakotitalos, then you make sure that they are together, they use the same service, the same bus, the same library. That way you desegregate the community. So that's why I brought this question to you specifically.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That the housing must be affordable. There must be diverse houses in particular environments. Because once the segregation happens, what happens is also the fact that services are. I mean, certain areas lack certain services.
Absolutely.
Because the focus is not there. I mean, I was reading something recently that some part in Helsinki. They don't have representatives in the council or in the parliament, and because of that,
Helsinki councils are from the affluent part of Helsinki city.
So
that's the same article.
Exactly. And so because of that, they are lacking services. And what happens is that it is not just about lack of services, but it affects the well-being of the people as well. And so we shouldn't, as a welfare state, we shouldn't be moving towards such. We have to ensure that whatever the situation is, people are being served. Everybody is being served the same, and we eliminate these inequalities also.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I had also read that article, and it even said about the elevators in some parts of Helsinki are not working.
Exactly.
And the municipal councillors, they're not seeing that because they live in the richer part of Helsinki. So this is a big problem.
And that should not happen. And that's why we need representatives across. And even if they are not, there should be people who can speak on behalf of these.
Yes, that's. I totally agree with you. Okay, now we move to Tracy. The educational choices of Finnish youth, especially immigrant youth, are strongly gendered. What could be done about it, and how could we promote educational equality from this perspective? I'm asking you because education is one of your main political campaigning points, isn't it, Tracy?
Yes. Thank you, Sofia. First of all, like I said, education is one of the most important investment a country can make. So we cannot invest in poor quality education because it's be like waste of money. So getting quality education means securing better future for young people and
sorry if I
promoting
may stop
city.
you, but
Yeah.
we have one of the best quality education in
yes.
Finland compared to the world.
Of course.
But still gendered.
Yes.
So
Genders, yes. Yeah, it's true that we have one of the best education system, but we have to make reforms, you know. And then one of the recent reform was the extension of compulsory education to 18. That was really a good thing to do.
That was very good.
Yes. Yeah. So I think one of the things we have to do is really to fight against stereotypes, you know, because there is kind of stereotype that exists in the society that you know, like this job, like mostly young people really choose because this job
that's
is
what they
good
see
for
in the society.
The society, yes, that's why we have to promote more profession, you know. And I think I would like to work with state office and me myself, the position when I moved to Finland, I was 16 years, and sometimes the lack of information too can really prevent young people to really
make choices,
don't know what they want to, the choice. Yes. And sometimes we choose a profession that we don't want to do because we just want to do because of the society, and that's the problem. And then sometimes too, we need we immigrants, sometimes we need example. I when I came, I was in Kotka, and Kotka is a small city. It's not like Helsinki. When you go hospital, we see a black person who's a nurse or something like. Sometimes we need example, and then when we don't see the example, we are afraid to do something we really want. You know, that's really the problem. And then it has been really a long journey. So the lack of information. But I think too, there is a great organizations like Think Africa, like we have a diaspora magazine that really promote immigrant living in Finland that have a successful career. And I think those kind of, they share always stories. So I think what we have to do is go to find where young people are and they are on social media and tell them about those organizations that exist. And I would like to work with those organizations and the office. But I think the biggest problem is really at school. I was in integration school. When I came, I have to do my primary school. Yes. They didn't promote so much profession. They just promote some.
The issue is
and that was the problem. Yes. And then I was just what can I do? Was always the same. They will say, when you go Lukio, it's kind of hard, the Finnish language, you know. So, and then even the people, sometimes we have people that come to school to tell their story, and usually me, I didn't see any immigrant that came to school come
but what can
to
the
school
municipality do? What can the councillors do? That's the main thing. Okay, we have the problem. We know about the problem.
The problem, I think the municipality have to really work with state office because, to promote more profession, you know, they give the lack of there's a lack of information, but also how can I say promote that there is different kind of profession, you know. And then when I was in high school, if they can bring some diversity, because we used to see a lot of people coming and telling us about their career, if they can take different people, you know, and this will kind of motivate
diversity
people to and believe in
schools.
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Ahmed, you're muted. If you're saying something, say please.
Do you mean inequality starts from the school?
Tracy, you're asking Tracy, right?
Yeah, I'm asking Tracy, yeah. So when you mention it, we should get more help or more support, promote informational about choosing a career. So the inequality starts from the school. Is that what you mean?
Yes, I think, yes. That's the problem. It starts from here, I think,
Yeah, it does start from
So even if we have the best school in the world, we have inequality in the school. Is that what you mean then?
Of course. Tracy, what do you think?
I think, yes, we still have we still have. I seriously believe when I was at school, I was just listening the same profession. I didn't even know how to what to do. Always they
No, but
promote same
there
profession.
is research about
Yeah.
this, that kids are
No,
being
but
told.
we cannot generalize the whole Finnish school system and saying
Absolutely not. No,
we
absolutely,
cannot.
we're not
If one
generalizing.
school in one school doesn't have the cultural communication skills to support these kids, it
Yes.
doesn't mean the other school has the same
No,
problem.
we're not
Someone,
generalizing.
No.
But we're trying to fix the problem, and if we say everything is perfect, then why are you running?
no, but
Why did
where
we
are you
choose you
fixing?
instead of others?
Which
That's the whole
area are we
point.
fixing? That's the question. Which area are we fixing on it?
Yes, but there is research, Ahmed, about this, that people who are kids who are
But
from
Sophie,
second
are you the
generation
candidate
immigrants
or
are
are
being
you the
told
host?
that they only have limited fields. This is research. This is not Tracy just saying or me saying. So I think
But
maybe
Sophia,
this
but
is
Sophia,
this
are
is
you the
something that.
candidate of the host?
No, please, I'm just supporting Tracy. Tracy,
No,
please
I'll
say.
give
No, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that it's just not because I have the experience, but I think it's the whole feeling.
Yeah.
So it's something that we have to work, because I mean, everywhere is the same,
I have different meaning. Actually, it depends on the parental well-being that you are having. So we cannot blame everything for the school that they're not
We're
directing us
not
the right
blaming.
path.
Yeah, but Ahmed, what is your solution? Okay, if some schools do this, what are you proposing?
Actually, the promotional, and that's one of the reasons I'm working
Proposing.
for promoting young and youth for their well-being. But one thing I sense in Helsinki area is the cultural communication skills for foreign speakers to support teachers. That's one solution, because we have
That's
the
also one very good solution.
yeah, that's actually where we want to find a solution. I have a daughter. I have a young daughter. She's kindergarten. She's not the kindergarten now, but she's a first class. But I don't want her to feel the same way I felt when I was at school. So, but I'm not gonna blame the school that I'm not having the tools that will lead me a successful future. So, actually, this is a broader question or issues that
They
needs to
are.
be.
Yes,
Yeah.
but perhaps I
If
should
I may
give
come
the
in
floor.
here, I think that
Okay,
it's
please.
important to admit that there are instances, and indeed there are researchers that tells that there are young people or children who are not receiving the adequate support, for example, in
Yes.
counseling, and some people are giving different counseling than others. But I think that one of the things we also have to look at is giving support to parents. Now, if parents don't understand the education system in Finland, they don't understand the options available. We have to have in mind that most immigrants come from a background where education system is one. So you are either a doctor or you are something. Otherwise, then you are not educated. And
But
so we have to open up all these options to parents to understand. That is only when they can support their children also in making some of these decisions, because sometimes the children are very lost and all that they have are teachers whom we trust as well. I don't think that teachers would, I don't want to think, and it could be, but I don't want to think that some teachers intentionally don't would want to lead people astray. But if parents have, and I am very I'm very convinced about this, that if parents have enough information to guide their children in making these choices, some of these inequalities could be limited.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much
I join you.
for saying.
I think too, I join you. Yes, I think I join you. Yes, many parents don't really know how the Finnish education system really works. So that's why too there is not a lot of really support from the parents too. So I join you.
No, but it's good to see that there's a bit of disagreement also where the support should be. Ahmed says it should be more on the parents. Adwoa is saying the parents should also be supported and be given information to support the children. So
but then
it's good to see.
Sorry,
Sorry, Ahmed,
but
I have to give the floor to Linda now. She's been a bit quiet. I have a question for you, Linda. What has COVID-19 pandemic shown in terms of city services, and which areas are you going to develop and how if you get elected?
Okay, so
Please, the floor is yours.
okay, so COVID-19 has caused a lot of problems in terms of different. I think in all sectors, like the service sectors, the educational sectors, and even for working life. So, for example, I think reform should be made like going forward. Reform should be made like to make the home more comfortable for people that would like to work at home, including those children that would like to work at home, especially families with children. Okay, one way of doing this is by supporting those families with children with monetary incentive to get bigger apartment, bigger homes that will make life more convenient for all of them. That's one way of doing it. Yes, for the service industries like the restaurants, they should also be giving incentive, especially when there is this restriction for them. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
my
so much.
opinion. Yeah.
I have now a bit of something different. I have this yes or no lightning round before we wrap up. So you can only answer yes or no, and of course you don't have to answer also. You can say I don't have an opinion. So I'll just ask you, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
The first one is, it's better to increase taxes than cut municipal services. Adwoa? Yes or no?
Hear me? Is my yes? Okay, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think
Yes
that is
or no?
a very complex question. It's neither of them.
You don't have to answer. Okay. Yes or
Right,
okay.
it's
Ahmed?
neither.
Okay.
No answer. No answer.
No answer. I shouldn't have given you that option. Tracy, it's better to increase taxes than cut municipal services. Yes or no?
This is hard question.
If you
Maybe
have to
yes.
choose. Yes. Okay. Linda, what
Yeah.
do you think?
I believe it's important to increase municipal services because
Yes
as
or
we,
no?
as we
Yes
yes,
or
of
no?
course,
This is a
yes.
yes or no. Yes. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. The next one is, schools should include more multicultural education. Adwoa?
Yes, absolutely.
Ahmed?
We need to define what's the
Yes or
multicultural
no?
education.
These are yes or no questions.
Yes, but we need to find what is about multicultural education.
Okay.
And
We
indeed,
need
Tracy?
I'm
to
on that
define
as
it.
well.
We
Because
need
he
to
said
define
yes or no,
it.
I'll say yes,
Yeah,
but we need indeed to
we
clarify,
cannot.
because
I
yeah,
like this group.
I believe in cultural learning. I believe in cultural interactions, and also believe
Absolutely.
in professionals actually teaching in our schools, and actually inclusiveness, inclusion is one of the pillars of a learning city anyway. But yes. Absolutely,
But
we
define
have to increase cultural knowledge, but how?
Okay, and Tracy?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes, and let me add just one more thing, and we also have to
Okay.
start from the kindergarten level. That's all.
Okay. Even better.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Even lower. The next one is, municipalities should guarantee health care for paperless people,
Yes.
undocumented migrants.
Yes.
Tracy?
Yes.
Adwoa?
Yes, Migri should do their work and then let the municipality. I mean, if Migri has not done the work, we cannot say that people should die because Migri has allowed them to be here. So yes, the municipality should in urgent medical assistance, give urgent medical assistance to them, and let the Migri do their work.
This is a
But
tough
yes.
panel. You have changed the rules.
Yeah, you completely
Yeah.
changed it.
You should go to council. You should really be elected and see what happens there.
I mean, the questions are not a straitjacket. I mean, they have all the complexities
Of course,
surrounding
there will never
it.
be a straight question, for
Obviously.
yes or no, but we still want to see where you will be, that's all. And Linda, what do you think? Municipalities should guarantee healthcare for paperless people.
Absolutely, it's very important.
Thank you so much. I think we have to wrap up now. Thank you so much for a really good discussion, and for our audience who are watching from home. Thank you so much for joining us.
I just want to add something.
I'm very happy to be joined by Adwoa, Ahmed, Tracy, and Linda. I really wish you good luck, and I hope you get to be elected and you get to fulfill your dream of becoming a political candidate for your party. For those who are watching us, Adwoa series is coming to you in collaboration with Theo Media and Moniheli. My name is Sofia, and I was with you for 1 hour discussing with different candidates. And next Tuesday, I will have other 3 candidates, and they will also tell us about their agenda. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
I just want to add something.
Thank you for having us.
I just want to add something.
Please.
Yes, I just want to add something. To all the people that are watching, I would like to say voting is very important. It's a way of participating and influencing, and we are over 5 million, and every vote matters. I'll be working in, I was like Vali Toimitsa Tianigo Monisa in many parliaments. I know, mostly immigrant, we don't vote, and every vote matters, so vote, please. Power
Thank you
is
so
in your
much.
hands.
That was very important point that you said. Thank you so much, and wish you good luck. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ikinä ei voi tietää, missä niihin oikein törmää tässä yhteiskunnassa. Mikä ihme tämän kaiken takana oikein on? Taas 1 tai 2 uutta sellaista tulossa, vaikea sanoa. Ovat päättäneet, että ihan jokainen luomakunnan jäsen hoidetaan. Päättävät, että täällä voi harrastaa kaikenlaista lorvailua. Tuonnekin laitettu pystyyn oikein oma yhdyskunta. Ja mitä kaikkea ne niille tuolla syöttääkään. Näillä eväilläkö ihmiskunta sitten selviää? Kuka tästä kaikesta päättää?
Anteeksi, rouva.
Mutta minähän se päätän tästä kaikesta. Minä olen yksi heistä. Tai siis, minä olen yksi meistä. Kaiken takana on kunta. Ja me päätämme, millaisessa kunnassa elämme.